Welcome to Module 8, Pluto, Part 2. So we've covered some of the important factors of Pluto's initiation and what Pluto is about, the force of Pluto. As a force, Pluto is our underworld. It is our inner beasts, our inner demons. It's our inner power, our inner power. And this can often be a place of fear and terror and nightmares. It is also those nightmares where you're running away from things. Turn around and face that thing you're running from in your dream, in your nightmare, as well as in your day-to-day life. Because as soon as you turn around, now you're not running anymore. So some of the adrenaline slows down. Pluto wants you to meet this part of yourself. It's your inner Pluto. You know, meeting this part of yourself will help you to embrace that as yourself. So we all have an inner beast, a beauty and a beast. Pluto is that beast. It's the underworld, the underbelly of your body. When you're able to face that part of yourself, you're no longer running from it. Now you're befriending that part of yourself, and this becomes one of your biggest allies in life. And you'll be able to sit with people who are in a Pluto initiation, because Pluto initiation topics are very deep and intense. It has to do with life and death and regeneration. Being able to sit with somebody through that is very valuable. It's like a soul midwife, a midwife for actual giving birth, a midwife for dying, a midwife for birthing the soul's intent. And you won't be able to do that unless you've done that for yourself, with yourself, and you want to do that for yourself anyway, no matter if you ever hold space for somebody else. This is a process that needs to happen. So I want to look at a chart and pull up Pluto. So for this person, Pluto is right next to their sun. Pluto next to the sun. So and it's in the sign of Scorpio. So when you look at somebody's chart and you look for Pluto, what you're looking for mentally is like, okay, what is this person's biggest fear? What is their power button? Like that power button for this person is right on the sun. It's about, they show up as Pluto. So that you can make some assumptions about this, that just by them being who they are, people are going to be intimidated. They are the shadow magnet. So when they're in the room, people, they're going to be the person that people are continuously going to when they're suicidal, and they'll go want to talk to that person. They'll want to share their deepest secrets. This particular person is a Tai Chi teacher, and she actually does lead ceremonies in her community when somebody's going through death or having a birthday or a hysterectomy or whatever. She's the person who sets up the rituals and the ceremonies. Perfect example of Pluto with the sun in the sign of Scorpio. So this person is not afraid of death and rebirth. When you say death and rebirth, it can feel like, oh, this is nice. But until you actually hold hands with somebody as they're choking on their last breath, you cannot truly say that you're comfortable in the Pluto realms. And I don't think that anybody ever necessarily fully becomes fearless or, I think you would have to be a sociopath to not really feel what's happening. But then again, that's just me, because I'm a feeler. I'm very, that's my communication. So, and I also have been in that situation to be with somebody on their last breath and, had a baby sister die and a close cousin die and a lot of death in my life, which I had never got used to it. It's like a very intense experience. And also I am more capable of being with somebody in their, when their mother is passing. I feel more confident and comfortable with doing that now, but I don't think you don't get numb to it. So you want to look at where Pluto is on your chart. This is going to be where you have because Pluto works through disempowerment. It helps you become your power, to be your power. Sometimes I will say own your power, but Pluto is really about becoming your power. Becoming that dragon, that fire-breathing dragon, or that under the sea creature that you feel lurking in your belly when you get angry or nervous or sad. There's, we all have some sort of I'm using the creatures and as an archetype because, and being in a lot of shamanic circles and listening to people's feedback, sometimes it's a raging bear, sometimes it's a misshapen bird, like a bird of prey, or some kind of a creature like that you feel that in you. And the one unifying thing amongst all humans is that we all have these feelings. We've all felt the depths of feeling ashamed of ourselves, and the curling, churning that happens somewhere in your body. And this can become your deepest, closest friend when you're able to turn and face it, embrace it, and become the power that experience and that part of your body is. So when you look at the house position, you're going to see what area of life is most Plutonian for you. Or I'll use this person. They have Pluto in the 11th house. So in her community, 11th house has to do with community, global community, your peer groups, your friends. And this person said to me that she's the one that gets together when they're going to have a death ceremony or birth ceremony or whatever surgeries people are going through. So she's the person in the community to do that Plutonian work. So you look at the house. That's what area of life you have Pluto's force in that area of life. And then you look at the sign. This person has it in the sign of Scorpio. This is telling you the way in which that force acts. The way in which that force acts. So because Scorpio and Pluto are the same, it acts in the same kind of a way you would expect it to act on. I'm a death doula. She said that. I help people walk through death, and then I give the ceremony. So my Pluto's in the 6th house in the sign of Libra. So 6th house, it's in my day-to-day work. Those 6th house is also your routines, how you do your self-care, those mundane things that in relation to the 12th house, those mundane things that detail orientation to work. And I think a lot about health and wellness. So Pluto in that area. And I can give an example of constantly having this really deep, transformative Plutonian experience in my physical body. Things breaking, things being excruciatingly painful, and having to, like my physical body feels like a shamanic journey all the time. More so at certain times, but on a daily basis, I feel like I am going through a shamanic journey in my body all the time. So 6th house. In the sign of Libra, it is relational. I will share about that. I talk about that. I'm like doing this Pluto work in the 6th house of the physical body and health and wellness routines in ways that are collaborative and co-creative. My best friendship that I've ever made is with the Mystic Raven, and we connected through this work that we're doing, and the conversations that we have are very much active in my 6th house. And so I'm doing that in Libra ways, co-creative. We're like, wow, we need to share this. We'll constantly be doing like friendship things that turn into our next project that we're going to do together. So those are just 2 examples. So look for Pluto, see what house it is to find out where that Plutonian force is taking place in your life. And then you look at the sign to see in which way is this happening, because there's always going to be a different flavor in which your Pluto force is active. The next part that you're going to start doing now that we're in the 2nd half of our course here at the Mystic Source School, you want to look at what relationships Pluto has with the other planets on your chart. And there's another video I created here in Module 8 to help you to figure that out. So thank you so much for watching the video, and I look forward to connecting with you soon.